Let's jump right into today's explainer, where we're going full true crime on a piece of foreign language text. Our goal today is to take an entire French article and explain it completely in English, breaking it down line by line to uncover a pretty sudden, shocking mystery. By treating this beginner French story like an active case file, we're not just finding out what happened to our subjects, we're actually going to see exactly how the French language is structured to build tension, lay out the facts, and eventually bring an investigation to a thrilling conclusion.
Our investigation starts right here with the title of our primary source material, Le Mystère du Chat Disparu. Translated directly into English, this means The Mystery of the Missing Cat. Now, notice something interesting right off the bat. In French, the adjective disparu, which means missing or disappeared, comes right after chat, the cat. It's a small linguistic detail, but it perfectly sets the stage for our dive into this very distressing disappearance.
Section 1. The Missing Cat Mystery.
Okay, to get a handle on the facts of this inciting incident, we first need to identify the key subjects. Our source text gives us two very straightforward sentences. Emma un chat. Emma has a cat. And le chat s'appelle Max. The cat is called Max. So we've got subject 1, Emma, the owner, and subject 2, Max, the feline in question. The French here is incredibly efficient, right? It uses the present tense to just hand us the baseline of our reality before everything goes completely wrong.
But then we get the tragic twist in our timeline. The text reads, Un matin, Max disappears. One morning, Max disappears. The suddenness of it is honestly striking. There's literally no warning, and the immediate emotional fallout for subject 1 is documented in the very next sentence. Emma est triste. Emma is sad. The emotional stakes for our case file are now officially locked in.
Section 2. The Neighborhood Investigation.
So we move from the initial shock straight into the frantic search phase. The story tells us, Elle cherche son chat partout. She looks for her cat everywhere. And the French text systematically builds up the tension by tracking her meticulous search grid. Step 1. Elle regarde dans le jardin. She looks in the garden. Notice the preposition gang being used for in. Step 2. Elle regarde derrière la maison. She looks behind the house, with derrière meaning behind. When the physical premises are cleared with totally negative results, she escalates things to step 3. Elle demande à ses voisins. She asks her neighbors. The investigation is officially ramping up.
And this brings us to the direct interrogation phase. Emma asks her neighbors, Avez-vous vu Max? This is a really crucial piece of conversational French to know. Avez-vous uses inversion to ask a formal question, have you? And vu is the past participle of the verb to see. Put it all together, and we have her desperate plea to the witnesses. Have you seen Max?
But honestly, the investigation hits a massive wall right there with the stark, dramatic realization, personne ne sait, no one knows. Personne in this negative construction means no one, and sait comes from the verb savoir, to know. The trail is completely cold.
Okay, so with the immediate neighborhood cleared, Emma develops a working theory. The text says, Emma pense, Emma thinks, peut-être que Max est dans la forêt. Maybe Max is in the forest. Peut-être is a fantastic vocabulary word, meaning maybe or perhaps. She hypothesizes that the subject has basically fled the immediate vicinity and entered the woods.
Section 3. A crucial new lead.
All right, Emma finally gets some backup. Son ami Paul aide Emma. Her friend Paul helps Emma. Ils continuent leur recherche. They continue their search. Notice how we've shifted from the singular elle to the plural ils as the investigative team expands. But look, this is not a quick fix. The author dramatizes the agonizing duration of this joint search by telling us, après 2 heures, after 2 hours. For 2 full hours, they're just scouring the forest. You can practically feel the fading hope in those 2 words.
And then, boom, the case breaks wide open. Paul trouve quelque chose. Paul finds something. Earlier we had personne, meaning no one, and now we've got quelque chose, meaning something. The entire momentum of the narrative just completely shifts.
So what exactly is the physical evidence Paul just stumbled on? He points to the ground. Il montre une petite trace. He shows a small track. Une petite trace is our golden ticket here. It's a footprint, a tiny mark left behind by our missing subject. This is literally the first piece of actionable evidence they've had all morning.
Section 4. Case closed.
The team immediately springs into action. Ils suivent la trace. They follow the track, letting the physical evidence guide them. We kind of have to pause here to appreciate the absolute suspense the author has built. Where did the track actually lead? We hold our breath, and then we finally get the payoff. Enfin, il voit Max. Finally, they see Max. Enfin is such a beautiful adverb here, perfectly capturing the sheer exhausted relief of finally, or at last.
And where was he this entire time? Le chat est sous un arbre. The cat is under a tree. Yeah, after all that panic, the neighborhood search grid, the grueling 2-hour forest expedition, Subject 2 was simply taking a nap beneath some foliage. The text immediately reports the emotional resolution of our primary subject. Emma est très heureuse. Emma is very happy. Remember, we started with Emma est triste, and now, thankfully, the universe is back in balance.
Which brings us to the brilliantly abrupt conclusion of our French text. Le problème est terminé. The problem is finished. It's such a wonderfully factual, definitive way to close out the case file. What this beautifully demonstrates is how mastering just a few simple pieces of vocabulary, prepositions, basic verbs, everyday nouns, can unlock an entire dramatic narrative. You really don't need incredibly complex language to tell a compelling story of mystery, despair, and joyful resolution. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you look at a supposedly simple beginner language text, ask yourself, what other wild hidden dramas are just waiting to be translated and uncovered?